Simon Atkin, I'm a Chief Superintendent with West Yorkshire Police. I'm Divisional Commander at Bradford South, and this presentation has been taken in my policing area at this moment in time.
My name's Sarah and I'm 15 years old.
My name's Christopher Dennis Sidney Greenwood. I'm from Fort Page, Bradford, BD10 8EX. I'm a qualified bricklayer, currently unemployed due to not having CSCS card.
Hi, my name is Brahim.
Mashoud Haq, live locally, but I'm retired from full-time work, been there for quite some time now.
My name is Helen. I'm a specialist nurse working with the youth offending team, so I work with young people who get in trouble with the police.
My name is Imran and I'm 15 years old.
Hi, I'm Mark and I work for Bradford Social Services.
My name is Samantha Lee and I work as a police community support officer in Bradford.
I'm Julie Elder and I'm a senior residential practitioner over at the Acres in Bradford, and it's a crisis response service for social care, and we work with 11 to 16 year olds.
I'm James, I'm 15.
I'm Ben, I'm 16.
I'm Shablu, I'm 15.
My name's Janice Simpson. I'm the Interim Strategic Director for Adult and Community Services, Bradford Council.
My name's Pat Peltier and I work for Placement Support Services as part of Social Services. Work with families and young people to prevent breakdown.
My name's Nigel, I'm a secondary school caretaker.
My name's Christy, I'm a secretary in the NHS.
My name is Irma Gulavir and I'm a student.
What I would say is, for me, it's very thought-provoking in that as you move around the house and see all the actors really portraying true life stories and going through real experiences, that you become part of the show, and it really does bring home to you what goes on behind closed doors across all walks of life and across all different people from different backgrounds. And I think that's the key bit of learning for me. And as a police officer, it's that this is going on day in, day out, and at times as police officers we might deal with issues basically on a single issue or a single incident, and there's a lot more behind it that we have to try and unpick and understand.
Yeah, I work as a paediatric nurse in a hospital where we see lots of different paediatric patients. We come to see this play, The Glass House, all about domestic abuse. It was really powerful, really hard hitting, lots of different situations going on, but the same theme was coming through with lots of different situations, but all the same, the sort of controlling behaviour. I thought it was really, really good just to see it all being acted out. And yeah, I learnt lots from it.
I thought it was very powerful and emotional, and it felt like I was intruding a little bit, which I think in terms of domestic violence and how private it can often be, resonated that a little bit really, so that was quite a powerful emotion.
I haven't been to an alternative theatre for a long time, and I'm glad that I came tonight. And it has opened up or renewed my belief that domestic violence or abuse is classless, and it's ageless and sexless. So it can take different forms, not just sexual violence, but also mental, which is more difficult to tolerate.
I felt that was a brilliant show, mainly because when I came to see it, I read all that I could read before, but I didn't know what to expect, and I loved it because everything I saw that was really sincere, and I felt that even though I haven't ever experienced violence or anything, I still felt that I can relate with everything I see.
It was really intense and emotional, and it just it was amazing actually.
I thought it was brilliant. It was really emotional, but brilliant.
It was great. A brilliant experience.
It was amazing because you can relate to it in real life, so it speaks to you a lot more than the other plays and theatres that you see.
I don't really go to the theatre that often, and this was just like an unbelievable experience.
It's been an interesting experience, something new, something definitely different that I don't think I will ever forget.
Because you're just immersed with all the actors, and you're not an audience, but you become part of the set.
Yeah.
And it really plays with it, and it just kind of plants you in the middle of it all.
It brought up a few things what I've maybe come across in the past but not noticed, if you get what I mean. And now, obviously, I know what them things are, so I could possibly help someone if I ever seen that situation.
I thought it was very thought-provoking. It sends a message out that domestic violence isn't just about the violence side of it, it is the emotional violence to it as well.
Very interesting, very thought-provoking, enjoyable, at times worrying.
It's just a brilliant experience. Like it's like a trip you've never been on before. Like we went on this trip, just check it out, and it's just it's amazing. It's like unbelievably amazing. That's the thing.
Because all the actors had their own characters and they stayed within their roles, and it felt like you were actually there within the household, but you couldn't do anything about it. So
You don't really know what to expect, and when it all starts happening around you, it's quite scary, it's quite surreal, and you were almost a part of it, but you're not.
It's definitely a way, the setting is a way to travel through the lives of people who experience domestic violence, whatever their gender, social background at the age, and definitely bring me back to maybe some personal stories, but at the same time it's everybody's stories indeed.
And I found it very moving and very challenging to watch, actually, and some of the very challenging messages, and I have to say a big thank you to the team that's put it on and to the actors for the very convincing portrayal of what is a very difficult and sensitive message. It was very powerful and very well done, and thank you very much, and I recommend people to see it.
I found the performance was very powerful, very emotive, and I would recommend that anybody comes to see it just so that they can understand a bit better, and everybody can talk about domestic violence, because it needs to be discussed. It needs to be talked about in the open and not kept behind closed doors.
Just because you could see that people go through that. I think that because you're in a house, it's like, I don't know, just like people can relate to it.
All the synchronisation that was going on around the house, like the old lady downstairs, she was saying stuff as the man next door was saying in the car where they were all synchronising.
Well, mine was basically that because it's a house, you got your own house, so it's in every certain room there's always something going on, and it's also different people, so that speaks out to you because there's guys as well. There was a guy who did it, and I thought that was really good.
I think it was an incredible experience, like the way it's been set out, everything, the actors, everything. It's amazing how like a girl's life can be messed up due to Facebook or a boyfriend, and how a woman that don't speak English, she can be trapped and isolated in one area.
You see the stuff what's going on, you hear the stuff what's going on. I've probably walked past houses and heard things like that and never thought I'd be out like that. But now obviously, if I ever heard all like that, I'd probably have thoughts and think, is it or isn't it?
And that it can happen to anyone no matter what age, race, wherever you are, it can still happen to you. Like downstairs there was an old lady, and in the other room there was another young lady, which I thought that was really good in contrast, because they were both talking about the same thing in a way, but the other one was older. So you wouldn't expect it at first thought that would happen to that old lady.
It gave me a message that, first of all, I said that I feel that all of us can relate to it, but why we can relate to it, because we've been in a similar situations in our lives. And it made me realise that when when I feel like this, I always feel that I'm the only one in the world and there's something wrong with me. And when I see this show and all sorts of people are represented, like females, males, different religions, different ages, then you look around in this house and they see that every single person is actually like fucked and broken and alone, and you don't see it. You see it's only been let out in their home, and that's why I think that this show is really worth seeing.
It left me with a message that not everything's as you expect it to be. You always have to expect the unexpected.
I think to be more aware, if of anything, when I am visiting families and homes, and look for more signs, because often, you know, we're busy day to day, and when you're going in to visit families, you're doing your mundane sort of job day in, day out. I think, you know, just the little telltale signs, you know.
It's amazing, there's nothing else to say. For teenagers like us, it's a lot more, we can understand a lot more, it's more engaging. Plus, teenagers, they tend to get a sense of feel of how it is, and because there was another teenage girl, and you could understand how it is for her, and it just speaks to you a lot more than other plays.
Well, it give me a message like, say for instance, I put myself in their shoes, the person who's been abused. There's not just on their own, you know what I mean? There's loads of people, and not only that, I could possibly live next door to someone and it could be happening, and I don't know.
Abuse can happen to anybody, don't matter of your age or your race or whereabouts you're from, but that you can leave the relationship if you're given the right choices or the right lifelines to leave.
Yeah, it told me that like no matter who you are or what kind of status you have, you can still be abused, and that it happens behind closed doors, so no one will ever really know.
When you're working with families, always keep your eyes open and for signs, because there is signs which are so easily missed. And don't take things at face value either.
Yeah.
You just live with the message like some women, like you don't know that they are silent because they might just put on a happy face, but really when they're behind that door they're a different person.
It's just like people should be made more aware of it, because people aren't aware of it, apart from them that are actually suffering from such things.
People should come and see this because it opens up your mind to what you don't ever see in your home life, and it just opens your mind to what others may be suffering and you're not, and you can help them out.
People should come and see this production to get a more realistic insight into domestic violence. It's all well and good, you may get things through, like myself, you get referrals through on paper, you might get telephone calls about referrals, but actually watching this production puts you right in the thick of what domestic violence is all about.
I would definitely recommend this.
Because it opens their eyes. It definitely opens their eyes. Definitely.
Well, it gets you thinking, it makes you think, and you see things from a different perspective as well.
I would recommend people from all different walks of life and different professions, or people from education with school children, really get to see this, because number one, you'll see a fantastic production, and number two, I think you take a few messages home that will stay with you for a very long time.